Hey guys, welcome to today's tutorial. We're going to be making a wind spinner. And this one I made it for a friend. And it has a little bee hanging from the bottom. And it looks like a flower when you're looking down on it, which is fun. I believe they're called African daisies. So that's what we're going to be making. This is part one of the video. We are just going to be making the wind spinner portion in this video. Part two will be the bumblebee for anybody who wants to turn theirs into a bumblebee wind spinner. You could make this in any colors you want. I'm going to use the same colors I already used, but just a heads up, this is only part one where we do the wind spinner. What you're going to need is 3 different shades of yarn. And I am using white with metallic, black with metallic, and I've got yellow, so bumblebee colors. And I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook. You'll need scissors and a yarn needle. So let's get started. Now what you're going to do is decide what order you want your colors in. I liked my center of my flower to be yellow because I wanted the metallic to pop, so I kept it towards the outside of the flower. Grab your first color, and for me that is going to be yellow, and I have somewhat of a tangled mess here. So here we go. And then what you're going to do is you're going to chain any number that you want. It does not matter. But the longer your chain is, the longer your wind spinner is going to be. This one I have already made is, I believe, roughly 16 inches long. I am not sure how many chains I did for it. I'm just going to do what I did with that one, just chain and look at how long my chain is. So chain any number you want. You don't even have to really keep track of the number. It's more about the length, but I'll let you know how many I have chained in case you're wondering. Okay, so this is my chain, and I quite like the length of this. Let me measure it just so I can tell you my length. But I did chain 70. Let me grab a tape measure. Okay, got my tape measure, and my chain measures to be about 14 inches long, and that is 70 chains. So that one was just a little bit longer. So once you have your chain as long as you want it, you're going to skip the first 2, and you're going to go into the 3rd chain from your hook and make a double crochet. So essentially you have 2 double crochet, and then you're going to chain 1, and then in the following chain you're going to make 2 double crochet, and chain 1 again. And you're going to do that down the entire length of your chain. So you're going to do 2 double crochets in each of these chains, and you're going to separate them with a chain. So 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1. So I'm going to continue that down the length of my chain. All right, so after you get to the end of your row, you've made your last 2 double crochets. This is what you'll have. So it's very curly. That is what we want. And at this point, you can just cut your yarn, leave a little tail. I have not finished off my double crochet. I have it ready to go. Oh, I just lost that one. So I like to finish my stitch with the next color. So for me, that is going to be black. And you're just going to pull through to finish that last double crochet from your first row. And you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. And I'm actually just going to crochet over my ends. You can weave them in at the end if you want. The choice is yours. We're going to be working in the chain spaces from the row we just did. So in the first chain space, you are going to make 2 double crochet. 1, 2, and you're going to chain 1. In that same space, you're going to make 2 more double crochet. 1 and 2. And you're going to do that in every single chain space that you have. So again, next chain space, chain 2, or I'm sorry, double crochet 2, chain 1, 2 double crochet. So you're skipping the double crochets you made and you are only working in the chain space. And you're going to complete your row doing that all the way down. Continue that pattern all the way down till you get to the end. And just for this round and the next round, we're using this color unless you wanted to use a different color. I'm going to stick with the black. So when I get to the end, I will meet you there and show you what to do. Okay, so I am at my last chain space and I'm going to do my last 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, and then in the top of the chain 2 that we made at the beginning of this row, you're just going to make 1 double crochet. And then I wanted to just show you, so you see how it's curling all nicely and then it just decided to do its own thing. That may happen to you and that's fine. You can either recurl it now or wait till the end because it's likely to happen again. I don't know if it's just me. You can let me know in the comments. Did you have this problem? Every time I make a wind spinner, it starts to do this, but you can just easily curl it the right way. I'm just going to keep going and ignore that for now. And what we're going to be doing for the third row is you're going to chain 2, turn your work, and we're going to be working into the chain spaces that we just made that are between the double crochets. So in your first chain space, you are going to make 7 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you're going to do that in every chain space all the way down. So continue all the way down and I will meet you down at the end. I've just completed my last set of 7 double crochet. So I have 2 double crochet left over from the last row and I am just going to double crochet into that very last stitch. But I'm going to finish it off with my last color, which for me is white. So I'm just going to finish that double crochet and then I am going to chain 1, turn my work. So in that first stitch where you made your chain, you're going to single crochet and you're going to single crochet in the next 7 of your double crochets. So 1 single crochet in each double crochet. After you've made 7 single crochets, you're going to single crochet into the previous row. So we're going down a row. Again, I'm using dark yarn, so this may be hard to see, but you've got a space right here. You're going to single crochet into that. So just pull up a loop. You're going to pull it up kind of high. You don't want it to be too tight. And that's what you're going to do. And then you're going to single crochet again into the next 7 double crochet. And then after that 7th single crochet, you're going to do the same thing. Go into that previous row, pull up your loop high enough to match where you're at, and then just complete that as a single crochet. You're going to do that all the way down the entire wind spinner. So continue that all the way down, and I will meet you at the end. So I just finished with my last 7 single crochet, and I have that chain 3 left over from the previous row, and I'm going to single crochet into the top of that, and then I'm going to cut my yarn. I'm going to leave a decent length of a tail. Mine's probably 12 inches, just so I can mess with it. And then you're going to finish off by yarning over and pulling through, and then just pull that tight. And so we need to turn this all the right way. At least I need to. You may not need to do this. So this is our wind spinner. And then what you're going to do, this is the part we're going to hang it from. You can always find your own way to hang it. I haven't had anything go wrong with just using the string, the tail of the yarn I was just working with. I even have one out front hanging, which is in one of my videos, and it's a lot longer than this, and it's doing just fine hanging from that one tail string. So you're just going to kind of make a little slip knot like that. You can have it however tight or loose you want, and then you can cut this extra if you want. I'm just going to leave it for now until I finish my entire thing with the bee. And so this is what you will have at the end. So I just wanted to show you, this is what your wind spinner should be looking like. And then once you have the bee or whatever, you don't have to do the bee. The bee will be up next week. I don't have enough yarn right now, and I'm gonna wait until the yarn is on sale to go buy more. But this is what you should have for now. And then I'll show you the one that is finished with the bee, just so you can get an idea. See, this one's a little bit longer and a little bee. So the bee will pull it down a little bit more because of the weight, so it'll make it space out a little bit more. That will be the finished product. This is the bee we'll be making next week. So subscribe so that you don't miss out, and I will also link the bee pattern in the description of this video once it's up. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial with me today, and let me know what colors that you decide to use for your wind spinner. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.